Once again, I welcome to all the participants to join this session. So I welcome to the resource person Dr. M. Sanbavali ma'am to accept my invitation. Thank you, ma'am. So now I call upon Professor Vivek Kumar sir to citation about the resource person.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Ambed Kumar sir. So now I would like to introduce Dr. M. Shenbagavalli ma'am. So she has received a Bachelor of Engineering in Information Technology from Periyar University in the year 2004 and Master's degree in Computer Science and Engineering from Anna University in the year 2009 and PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Anna University, Chennai in the year 2017. At present, she is working as an Associate Professor in the Department of Information Technology in Alliance University, Bangalore from May 2018. Her research interests include data mining, sentiment analysis, deep learning, data science, and networks. She has published some papers in national and international journal. She is an editorial board member in International Journal of Research Review in Engineering and Management and Journal of Trading, Economics and Business and reviewer in Springer Nature. Thank you. Now I'd like to hand over the session to Dr. M. Shenbagavalli ma'am. Ma'am, kindly take over the session, ma'am. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all present here. This is Dr. M. Shenbagavalli from Alliance University. I'm going to handle title Introduction about Recurrence Neural Network, that is RNN concept. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, share the screen, ma'am.
Yes, sir, I'll share. My screen is visible, sir?
Once again, ma'am.
It is uploading now. The PPT is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes, sir. So, good morning, one and all present here. Today we are going to see about the introduction about recurrent neural network. So, before get into the title, we wanted to know first of all what is neural network, right? So, when we talk about network generally, network is like interconnected component. We can say interconnection between the component is called a network. With the help of a network, we can able to send and receive messages, right? So, with the help of a network, we can do n number of operations that you people know, right? Very well. So when we talk about neural network, it comes under the category, it acts as a subfield of the artificial neural network, we can say. So when we talk about artificial neural network, with that, we can able to derive the concept called machine learning, and from that, we can have a concept called deep learning. So we can say that our recurrent neural network comes under the category deep learning, we can say. And when we talk about neural network, my voice is clear? Are you getting echo? Ambed sir, shall I proceed, sir? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. It is clear.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So when we talk about neural network, it stands as a computer system which consists of highly interconnected component, we can say. So here we are considering each and every component is to be called as neuron, we can say, or we can say as an element, or we can say it as a node. So with through the help of a node, we can able to pass the information. And with the help of a network, we can do n number of processing. For example, if you want to go for a pattern recognition system, yes, you can able to give the input information as a combination of information, you can able to pass it. And with the help of a network, inside the network, we have to do we have activation functions. With the help of activation functions, the corresponding node will be activated, and finally we will be getting the output. And when we talk about node here, this particular network, it is to be purely called it as neuron. So the structure of the particular neuron, one second. Sorry for the interrupt. So the structure of this particular neuron is organized in a multiple layers. With the help of a layer, it helps to process the particular information by using the dynamic state responses to the external input. So whatever the input we have, that input we can able to call it as the external input, right? So that input information it will be processing, and finally it will be providing the output. So this particular neural network algorithm is basically used to find the patterns. It is for a complex problem, not only the simple problem. If you want to solve a complex problem, definitely we have to go with a concept called neural network concepts, right? Which are almost impossible and time consuming for the human brain to extract the information. Yes, for example, uh, uh, with the analogy of a human brain, that is with the working principle of a human brain, we are creating the concept called artificial neural network. So only here we are comparing the full operations of a human brain only. So the particular complex problems can be solved with the help of the concept called machine brain, right? So for that reason, we are going for the concepts called neural networks, and we have objectives of neural network. So when we talk about the main objective of a neural network, with the help of that, you can able to develop a particular system which will help us to perform various computational tasks faster than the traditional system. So for example, if we consider a deep learning approach, right? So if we need to compare the deep learning concepts with the machine learning. So when we talk about machine learning, yes, it will do the particular operations, but it will solve only the simple process, right? Someone has given hand raising symbol. I don't know who is raising hand.
Pooja, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
What, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. I am also. Okay, ma'am. Sanbhavali, ma'am. I
Then
think.
now I am in first slide only. I am not moving any slide. I am
Yes,
still
ma'am.
at
Yes,
first slide.
yes. I understood. Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Pooja, ma'am. Wait, right? Okay. You continue, ma'am. You
Sir,
continue.
actually, I wanted to give some overview of neural network and
Yes.
artificial intelligence. I can able to proceed the diagrammatic representation and all.
Yes, ma'am. I understood.
Yeah. Pooja ma'am, shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am. You continue, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So the computational work will be executed, it will be solved faster than the traditional system. So when we talk about traditional approaches, that is machine learning algorithm, yes, we can able to do, but small tasks we can able to complete it. But we have some drawbacks in deep learning also, that we will see at last. Because if you want to set up and the deep learning network and all, it will take longer time to complete the particular process and all when we compare to the machine learning. And if you want to go for solving of the smaller, simple applications, yes, preferably we will go with a concept called machine learning. But the thing is, if you want to solve the complex problem, definitely we have to go with a concept called neural networking concepts, right? And now only we are discussing about the processing of a task, right? So we have n number of a task. So we cannot able to limit with some number of tasks, right? So for example, we have to consider when we go for a pattern recognition system, the corresponding image analysis information we can able to do under the pattern recognition system. And if you want to go for information retrieval process, if you want to retrieve any information, yes, we can able to do under the neural networking concepts. And data compression also you can do, machine learning algorithms also you can able to do. So when we go for a classification, you know very well about classification. If you want to classify the data, whether it is uh, uh, if you want to go for a classified data, for example, you just consider some algorithm, medical diagnostic system we have. So we have a medical data set. So we want to classify uh, mm, the particular medical data set to two different classes. Yes, definitely we have to go with the algorithm called a classification algorithm. So if you want to categorize the data, and that we can do under the classification, that it performed on both structured data and then the unstructured data. And when we go for an approximation, this is also the example task we can say this comes under the neural network concepts. This is also we can able to do. So approximation, yes, we can able to find out the approximation solution, that the feasible solution we can able to find out with the help of the algorithm. And next we have a optimization. We have many number of optimization algorithms. When we go for optimization, we may have a local and global and continuous, discrete, and under all we have variety of algorithms are there. We have a Firefly algorithm. We have so many algorithms are there under optimization. So with help of optimizers, it is used to solve the optimization problem by minimizing the objective functions we can take. So we can able to go for minimizing the objective. And optimization algorithms are methods which is used to change the, the corresponding attributes of the particular neural network, such as we have attribute, weight as an attribute, and the learning rate, which is used to reduce the corresponding losses. And at last, I can do one more example also under the task, a complex task which is related to the neural network process. Data clustering we can do, and when you talk about clustering, pattern recognition we can do, and then feature extraction, image segmentation we can do. We can able to go for a segment, right? So similar images we can able to go for a grouping of information. We can do with the help of some types of cluster. And when we talk about neural network, I think I have covered almost the introduction about neural network. Now we wanted to go with a concept called artificial neural network, right? So next we have a concept called artificial. For this, I'll show you the slide also. No worries. So when we talk about artificial neural network, which is purely, it is an efficient computing system whose central theme is borrowed from the concept called the analog of biological neural network. So this is my slide. You see, yeah. So this is the working of a biological neural diagrammatic representation. We have a parts. You see, we have a dendrites, we have a soma, we have an axon, and at last we have a uh, synapse. Okay. So we have something. So if you have any doubt, please ask your doubt at last, at the end of the session. Okay. I'll clarify if possible. Okay. So these are the components, or we can say, say the parts of a particular biological neural network. So here we have first is like dendrites. So what is the need of a dendrites? So we have to have make a similarity between the biological neural network and then the artificial neural network. So here in under biological neural network, we have the part is called a dendrites. Similarly, we have the similar kind of a part is there under artificial neural network, that is we call it as input, which means under biological neural network, we have a dendrites. With the help of a dendrites, we can able to pass the input information, which means it absorbs the input information from the environment, we can say. So only we have given, actually this is acted as a receiver, we can say. So generally, when we talk about dendrites, they are like the ears of a neuron, we can say, and it is a tree-like branches, and which is purely responsible for receiving information from the other neuron, and it is connected. Which means, if, for example, if we connected with n number of a node, yes, from the previous node, it will get the information through the help of a dendrites. So we have a node that is to be called as a soma, we can say. In artificial neural network, yes, we have the part. So in place of a soma, we'll be using node. That is neuron will be using, right? And like that, we have axon. So in place of axon in artificial neural network, we'll be using the output information. Yes, it is a node, and as a node, as a neuron, which will receive information from the environment. Once it is activated, once it is getting processed, then the corresponding output will be displayed. So here in biological neuron, we are considering the axon as an output information. And at last, we have other component in a biological neural network, that is synapses. And place of synapses, we can able to place weight information, weight we can say, are interconnections. It acts as interconnections with other neurons in artificial neural network. So this is the flow of information, and this is the working of a biological neuron. I hope everybody are clear with the component of a biological neuron. Yes. And now we have to move on to the concept called artificial neural network. Yeah. So this is the diagrammatic representation of a model of artificial neural network. And you will, I think you have a basic idea about artificial neural network. So initially you just see we have input layer. In this, we have different number of nodes we are connected using node 1, 2, 3, 4, like that we have, and we are passing a different number of input information x1, x2, x3, xm, like that, right? So while passing the input information, we are passing input information onto the particular network, which with the help of a link, right? So each and every link is associated with some weight value. Each and every link is associated with the weight value. So that is to be combined with the input information, and it will be summed up. Then it be providing the output information variable is like y in that we have to forward it to the activation function. So when we talk about activation function, we have different types of activation function. You know, right? So we have a tan H activation function. We have a sigmoid activation functions. We have different types of activation functions are there. I hope you people are familiar with the different activation functions, right? So if possible, yeah. So we have a exponential linear unit activation function, a rectified linear unit activation function, sigmoid function, hyperbolic tangent function, and we have a softmax function. At last, we have a soft sine function. So we have so many functions are there, and each and every functions uh, act differently in different places. We can say, for example, if you want to compare the functions, sigmoid function and then the tangent function. So can anyone please tell me which function will performs a better accuracy when we compare sigmoid function and then the tangent function? Any idea? Any idea? So all participants' mic has been muted now, sir. They cannot talk. Huh? Yeah. So no problem. I can continue with the functions. So when you talk about sigmoid function, it is purely a non-linear activation function, which is purely used primarily in the feed-forward neural network. And when we talk about sigmoid function, the graph will be like S-shaped graph will be. So whatever the graph we have with respect to sigmoid function, that is a shaped graph. And with the help of a sigmoid function, yes, we can able to apply the function to the learning algorithm, no problem. And it appears in the output layer of a deep learning model, which is purely used for predicting the probability based output. But we have some drawback with respect to a sigmoid function. And the main drawback of sigmoid function includes, we can say, the gradient saturation will be there, and slow convergence will be there. And when we talk about tangent function, which is much more extensively used than sigmoid function, because it delivers the better training performance for multi-layer neural networks. Because when we talk about neural networks, we have a single layer perceptron concepts, we have a multi-layer perceptron concepts. So when we talk about single layer perceptron, there will not be any hidden level layer will be, right? So if we go for a multi-layer, then only we can able to get the hidden level layer, and we can able to perform that activation value and all, and we can able to get the information accurately, right? So finally, at present, most of the places, in most of the applications, there will be possibility of using LELU. So that is RELU activation functions and ELU activation functions. That is RELU means rectified linear unit function, and ELU means exponential linear unit function. So these functions have gained maximum attention nowadays when we talk about activation functions, since they help to eliminate the vanishing gradient point. Because if it reaches as a network, if it reaches the vanishing point, then we cannot able to go for further training, right? So if it reaches, then it will be a problem. So this particular problem causes major problems in the training process, that is train, and it will degrade the overall accuracy and then the overall performance of the particular neural network model. So yeah, activation functions will be there. Through the help of that, we will be getting the final output. Yeah. And now, the continuation of a diagram, when we talk about the artificial neural network, which is purely depends upon the three building blocks. So the main block is like network topology. So when we consider the normal network, topology is very important. So when we talk about topology, you know very well, right? Topology specifies the arrangement, the structure of a particular network. So we may go with the star, bus, mesh, and all will be there when we talk about networks generally. Like that, here also we have the network structure, that is network topology concepts under artificial neural network, which is to be considered as a building block of neural network, artificial neural network. So when we talk about network topology, it is the arrangement of a particular network along its node and connecting lines, which means just now I told you that generally when you talk about network, how the corresponding devices are arranged in a particular network, that it will define as a topology like that. Here also we have to specify the topological information. We have to specify the arrangement of a nodes and then the connections, everything. Clear. The help of the network topology, it acts as a building block of neural net, artificial neural net, and it is classified as different types. Is what are all the different types of network topology? So when we talk about network topology, we have a feed forward network. So under feed forward, we have a single layer feed forward network and multi-layer feed forward network. And apart from that, we have next type feedback network. And under feedback network only, we have a concept called recurrent networks. It is a type of recurrent network. And under recurrent network, we have two different types of a network: fully recurrent network and Jordan. I'll tell you one by one. And when we talk about building block, it is the main building block. And apart from that, we have adjustments of a weight will be there at learning. That purpose we have to go with adjustment of a weight. Then only the corresponding node will get fired. Once it fires, then we can get the activation. Once we get the activation, then we can able to move further to the next layer. Then we can able to get the output. That is also the one of the building block of artificial neural network. And just now we discussed the concept called activation function. It should be there. See, for example, when we have a network, we will have many number of nodes. We have many number of neurons. And when we consider the neuron, you see here we are maintaining different layers in a particular network. When we consider a single layer, which is considered input layer one, we have many number of neurons. We may have many number of hidden level layers. Each and every layer we may have many number of a neuron. So we have to establish a path in between the input layer and then the output layer with the help of the hidden layer. Then we can able to make a communication. Then we can able to provide the solution. So once we get the output also, we have to compare corresponding output with the target. Because, for example, you just considered real-time application, anything. So now we wanted to predict whether the particular person is affected with the particular disease or not. So for that, we have to pass a parameter. We have to pass the input information. We have to pass definitely, right? So the input information may be anything. That we have to combine it during the passing of information to the particular network. We have to provide some weight factor also. For example, I'm telling you. So for that, it has to go further. It has to go from the input layer through the hidden layer through to the very number. It has to cross so many milestones. Then only it will achieve, right? We can able to provide the output, right? So for that, the corresponding node has to get activated. That will be there with the help of activation functions. We can able to do the particular thing. So these are all the three building blocks of artificial neural network. And it is classified into different type of network. We'll see one by one what is what. And when you talk about feed forward network, it is a non-recurrent network. Feed forward network is purely non-recurrent network. For that, I'll tell you, I'll give you the example also. There is no feedback loop in this particular network, which means the signal can only flow in only one direction from the input to the output in a particular network, right? And under this, we have a single layer feed forward network, which means this feed forward artificial neural network which has only one weighted layer. But in case of a multi-layer feed forward network, the input layer is fully connected to the and here it has more than one number of a weighted layer. That is a main difference between the single layer feed forward network and then the multi-layer feed forward network. And when we talk about single layer feed forward network, there will be strong connection in between the input layer and then the output layer because there is no intermediate layer here. Okay. But in case of multi-layer feed forward network, more than one layer here, that's in between that middle layer here, in between the in and then the output. And we can say more than one number of hidden layers we can to maintain in between the input layer and then the output layer under what's called multi-layer feed forward network. Now I have a question also. If we increase the number of hidden layer, then I can say in some other way, how many number of hidden layers can be included? There is no standard question for this particular question. So it depends upon purely your requirements, purely your application. If you want to add 3 number of hidden layers, you can add 4 number of, you can add any number of hidden layers in between the input and then the output. And we will have another question also. If we include more number of hidden layers, then whether the corresponding accuracy of particular applications will be increased or decreased. We don't have any standard answer for this particular question. It depends upon our requirements. We can able to go for increasing the number of hidden layers and decreasing the number of hidden. And next we have the concept called feedback network. This particular network, it has a feedback path, which means that signal can flow in both the directions with the help of a loop. Both the directions, what, for example, now we started from the first layer and we are in the second layer. And if you want to go back, we can able to do it. It is like a recursive. We can able to do it with the help of concepts called feedback network. Right? So this means that this particular concept, it is purely a non-linear dynamic system which changes continuously until it reaches a state of equilibrium, we can say. And under this particular concept, we have a recurrent network, and they are like feedback network with closed feedback network with a closed. And here we have a fully recurrent network and Jordan network. And fully recurrent network means it is very simplest neural networking concept. It is a simplest neural network architecture because all nodes are connected to the other nodes in the particular network, and each node works as both input and output, which means we already we have discussed that every node are connected with each other, which means, for example, now we are in the second node. Definitely, it act as a input node and it act as an output. With the help of we can able to get the information from the previous, we can able to provide the output to the next one. So it acts as a, and because with the help of the node only we can able to give the input information to the another neuron, right? So with the help of with the help of neuron we can able to provide some output. Right? So it acts as both input neuron and output neuron. And when we talk about Jordan network, it is a closed network in which the output will go to the input again as a feedback. Whatever the output we have, that output acts as a input information as a feedback under this particular Jordan. And now this is the example for a feedback forward network. So when we talk about image classification and all, you see this is like output at time t and this is output at time -1. And this particular diagram, by seeing the diagram, you can get the clarity. There is no relationship between the image 1 and then the image 2 because it is not depending upon the output which is done at that time t-1. That is, so only we have included actually first output being an elephant will have no influence of the previous output. Okay, so this is a network feedback network diagrammatic representation, and we have some examples of a sequence data. Yeah. So for example, if we go for a speech recognition system, we are giving some input information as a signal. Right? So by default, it will analyze, it will recognize the corresponding value which is displayed. So this is the example of a sequence. It will observe the sequence and it will provide the corresponding data. For example, I can say that sentiment analysis is the best example of the it is the best applications of a recurrent neural network, I can say. So for example, when we go for a sentiment classification algorithm, right? So for example, I have included sentiment is like there is nothing like in move because it is like customer, that is user command. Whatever the command we have, that command it will identify with the help of the command, it will provide the star rating also. So with the help of algorithm, it is providing the star is 1 star only because it will read the statement fully and it will identify the keyword, which means nothing to like. which means it means for this particular command, it is providing only 1 star. So depends upon, for example, if I include the comment is like the film is like very interesting film, it is very good. If I give a positive, then it will move increasing. So depends upon the input information. Yes, yes. Any doubt, sir? Shall I proceed, sir? Sir, Ambed sir. Okay. Depends upon the.
Yes, ma'am. You proceed, ma'am.
Yes, sir. DNA, when we talk about DNA sequence analysis, you see, so they've given input information, and finally we can get the sequence. So AG, we start with AG, and if we find the second occurrence of AG, it is identifying, you see. So like that, we have different sequence of a data. So we can able to do it. This is the example of different sequence of a data. Next, we have a sequence memory. So when you talk about sequence memory, which requires, yes, definitely we need the support of an item to be recalled in a specific order. So for example, when we have a letters and we included the number as a input information, you see. So now we started 15 and we are start getting the number 14, 13, 12 like that. So sequence it has to print the value 12, 11, 10 like that. So it will print till 1. So sequence the machine, it will identify the number sequential order because it is sequence memory. It knows the sequence order and it will print the corresponding value. Like that, if you give letter also, it will print the sequential order of the value. Now this is the example for artificial neural network. And as a feed-forward network, it is try to predicting the type of particular exercise. Say, for example, day one, their plan is like our plan is like day one biceps and day two cardio, and day three is like that, right? So when we apply the concept called artificial neural network, so we have input information in the day of a week, month of the year, and else. So here, the inputs are like day, month, and then the year, and then the health status. These are the input information. It depends on the input information, the mapping will be done. Right? So how it is mapping is day of the means we'll be doing the exercise bicep exercise. Like that, it will be mapping. But when you go for the recurrent neural network, you see, recurrent neural network means what? For example, if I give input information as a day one biceps, it will provide the next exercise. So because we fix that day one is biceps and day two is cardio and day three is legs, which means if you're providing input information the biceps, then by default the mapping will be done with the next exercise. For example, cardio. The next one, the leg exercise. So third workout is leg. Third day workout is leg exercise. Like that, so for a day three, it is predicting the value, next value exactly next to a day three, which means by directly day one exercise only, right? Biceps it is like that, which means the one is input to be the workout done on the previous day. And now this psychomatic representation of this particular recurrent neural network operations, you know very well, right? So because when we want to perform each and every task with respect to a time, because we are concentrating the time series data with respect to time only we have to do it. So for example, let's consider this particular operation. Whatever the output we are getting with respect to this particular time, that act as an input for the next task. Like that, it will be going from node to node. It will be transforming, and finally we'll be getting the output. We can say that these are like input information for the particular node, and these are like output of a particular node with respect to a time series. And this is the example we are considering here. So this is like original image, and this is like matrix representation because we are having different color values, right? Red, green, blue values and all. And this is like three-channel matrix we can say. How the mapping is doing, under this particular concept we see. So this is like original information. It will be converted into a reshaped image vector value representation. So how the vector image generated, you see. So first it will be start with red color matrix representation, and then it will print the value green. Then at last it will print the value blue. But we'll see one by one. Right? So for example, if we consider red value, that red color representation, pixel value representation, you see, it starts from 255. It will read row by row, end with 2, and it will start from 255. It will end with the last value. like that. It will print every value, and this particular value we can see this is like a reshaped value representation, and this mapping we have to do when we handle the image processing and all in the particular network. Yes, image also we can pass through the network, and image analysis also we can. And under recurrent network, you just see this is related to the previous diagrammatic representation. Just now we will discuss. So whatever the predicted output we are getting yesterday, that we are giving as the input information now. You see, so this is the predicted bicep yesterday. This is cardio and leg back, right? And this is like you just consider the current output, biceps yesterday, cardio, and whatever the value we predicted yesterday that you see, this is really related to a biceps. So after biceps, what may be the next activity we have already said? Definitely, it is a cardio. And after cardio, what may be the next exercise we predicted? Yes, it is predicting the next exercise is like workout. Like that, it will be accurately it will be predicting with the help of a recurrent neural network, because the main role of a recurrent neural network is that one. So if we give input information related to a particular input, the corresponding output will be predicted with the help of a frame. And this is like architecture diagram. Just before we completed artificial neural network diagram, like that we have a recurrent neural network diagram, and that we have a network, and in that we have a sigmoid functions are there. I know not this sigmoid function. So with the help of sigmoid function, we can able to like activation function. We have a sigmoid function are there, and here we have a main function is called a squashing function. And we can say when we talk about RNN architecture, the hyperbolic tangent activation function is playing major role, because when we are discussing about the activation function, we discuss so many activation functions, right? When we are discussing about the general diagrammatic representation of artificial neural network, so here we are focusing the hyperbolic tangent activation function, which is also referred to simply a tan h function, we can say, or tan small h specify, or tan capital H also we can be able to specify. With the help of this particular function, and this with the help of this, it is very similar to the sigmoid activation function only, and even has the same S-shaped output we'll be getting. And this function takes any real value as the input information, and output value range it start from -1 to +1. And this is also sigmoidal, that is S-shaped function we can say. So recurrent means recursively will be doing, and this particular diagram is this map with this previous example. Whatever we are getting the output, that yesterday's output, that we are passing parameter, and we'll be getting the corresponding output. And we have different types of recurrent neural network. We have one to many, many to one network, many to many network, many to yeah, we have two many to many. Yeah, one to one, many to many. There are some types of network, right? So when you talk about one to one network, mapping only. So whatever the input we are giving, one input, right? So the output. So the single input is mapped to a single output, which means we have to give only one input and only one output will be getting. Okay. So for like one to many, one input will be giving, and we have sequence of a node. You see, if you give one input, then the output, whatever the output we are getting from this particular input, that acts as input information for the next one. It is like a recursive addition we doing. So one to many, and many to one means many number of input information will be giving. Then finally we will be getting only one output. Like that, we have different types of recurrence neural network. And apart from that, we have advantages and we have some drawback also. And as we compared in between the concepts called machine learning and deep learning. So for example, even though deep learning is providing, it is solving so many complex applications, we have some certain limitations. For example, if you want to go for a deep neural network and all, this as I told you before, setting up the network only, it will be taking longer time, and time will take it will take longer time to complete the particular setting of the particular network. And if you have anything wrong with the particular network, the handling of the network also it will be very tough when we are having deep neural network. but no options. If you want to solve a complex problem, we have to refer the concept called a deep neural network only. And if we talk about advantages of a recurrent neural network, yeah, as I told you before, time is very important related to the input information. So it has to remember the time value for each and every input information. Then only it will provide the corresponding output. For example, just now we discussed the day-to-day routine information. So for example, as a network, it has to keep everything time to time. So for example, if I give input information as a day one input information, it has to predict the next value. So like that it has to do. So with the help of that, which will be useful in time series prediction only because the features remembers the previous input as well. It's definitely with the help of a concept called long short-term memory, not a short-term memory, long short-term memory. So this is even used in conventional layers or is to extend effective a pixel neighborhood. Because I can say that when we talk about convolutional neural network, we can say that it is providing efficient image analysis process. And we have at the same time we have a drawback also. Once we get the vanishing point, if we reach the vanishing point, then there will not go further learning of the system, right? So that is a drawback we can say under the recurrent neural network. And training an RNN network is very difficult task. It cannot process very long sequences. But if we have a small set of sequences, then it will work efficient. And one more thing, for that, we need the support of activation functions, and we have different activation functions. We have to select the right activation functions for the specific application, then only providing the output efficient. So for example, even though if you're using activation functions also, it cannot process very long sequence of input information when we are working with the concept called recurrent neural net. And at last, we have applications of recurrent neural networks are there. It is playing major role in many applications, we can say. So prediction problem. Already we discussed what all the applications we can able to solve under neural network concepts. The same kind of applications only have included here. So prediction problem, machine translation we can do, speech recognition we can do, n number of applications we can do. And apart from that, I have included some sample projects with the help of recurrent neural network, we can able to do it. So some few applications I have included here. Sentiment classification algorithm. So from the name itself, you can able to get to know sentiments, whatever the users are giving. So for example, I'm seeing the film, right? So I can give the feedback. Depends upon my feedback, it will classify as algorithm. But the particular feedback is positive feedback or negative feedback or neutral feedback, which is purely based upon the review one. Whatever the review I'm giving depends upon that, it will classify. So if it wants to classify efficiently, then the main aspect, the main is very efficient method, right? So then only it will process the information, it will provide the solution as an efficient solution. So this particular task is purely which will simply classify the bits, and it will provide the positive, whether it is a positive sentiment or negative. And here we are considering the input information as a user command. Whatever we are putting, that input information will be considering, and that the information may be it and it is not mandatory that the corresponding user information is like fixed size. It may be anything. It's a variable length. Right? But in recurrent neural network, we have always have an output with same length of input. But we have to fix the input information, we can able to solve it. This particular sentiment classification, we can able to do it in recurrent neural network also, but we have to fix the size of a particular network. And the sentiment analysis until we can able to do it with the help of the data mining, general data mining also we can able to do it efficient. And next we have the image captioning. It is when we talk about image captioning at all, yes, we have to provide the input information as an image, and uh, by with the help of image, it has to provide the corresponding output as a input information. As a textual information. That is the concept called image caption. So for that we have to train, and then we can able to perform the operations. So for that we have to give the input information as an image, and the output will be the series or sequence of a word. With respect to the image, it will provide the output. That's it. So the image also image might be of a fixed site, but the description will vary for the length. It will provide a various size of a description as a output. Next, I have included a language translation as a third. It is an application which we use almost every day in our life. Language translation is very important, and for nowadays they are doing research also. For example, if you input information as a Tamil, it has to as a algorithm it has to convert it into the English. And nowadays we have so many software, right? So conversion and all that. And if you give some in a Google also, if you type something in a if you wanted to know the meaning of Tamil, yes, if you type, then automatically the translator will be performing everything, all the operations, right? But in RNN, the mapping will be doing what type of mapping? That input output mapping, because we are doing input information as a textual information, providing information also about textual information. That length and type of information may be anything. It varies. Various type of information, various length of information. It will be working as a recurrent neural network. So applications are already there. We have variety of applications we can able to do with different concepts. But if we apply with recurrent neural network, we have to follow some certain limits that we have. Yes, thank you. Sir, Amrit sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Participant, if any doubt, you ask the question to ma'am. I give the permission to all the participants. You unmute the mic and ask the question if you have any doubt. Participants? Yes, sir. Mani, sir? You have unmute your mic, sir. You ask the question to ma'am, sir.
Mani sir.
Mani, sir? Or otherwise you ask, yes, sir. Hello?
Sir. Sir. Amritam.
Hello?
Sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Wait, ma'am, for a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
Or otherwise you put the chat box. If any doubt, you ask the question to through chat box.
For prediction, how RNN can help?
Cannot
Any example
unmute.
from retail? I'll see, sir.
Yes.
How RNN can be example from product pricing, where we can predict the price.
Amrita ma'am, or type the question, ma'am. I give the permission. I don't know why. You put the question to your chat box, ma'am, please.
Sir, retail sales analysis you are talking about, right now, sir? So we
Yes.
wanted to predict the cost. Yes, so for example, for that we have to pass source whatever the data we have, no, that we have to pass it, and we can able to go with some, yeah, we can able to go with some different splitting of information data. We can able to pass it through the network, and with the help of various number of activation functions we have to do it. Depends upon that, it will provide the output. It will apply with all type of application. We can able to apply any type of application. How MLP is different from RNN? When we talk about MLP, multi-layer perceptron concept. So, for example, we have a input layer, hidden layer, and then the output layer. The sequence of activities we have to do it, right? So, once we get the output with the help of our output layer, we have to go for the comparison. So, the target, whatever the output we are getting, no, that is to be called as a current output. That we have to compare with the target output. Right. So if we have any differences there, that we have to find it as a, that we have to calculate as a error information, that with the help of a back propagation, we can able to go with the concept called MN. But in the context of a recurrent neural network, because it will do, because we created an architecture like that, recurrent neural network, we already, because sequence of information it has as a recurrent neural network, so it will perform the operation. And any other prediction example means, sir, actually, when we talk about this network, as a network, we can able to apply variety of applications. Any type of data we can able to give it. So not only cost, with respect to any criteria, if you want to go for apply some algorithm. So for example, if you want to go for pattern recognition algorithm, so we have to set the patterns first. We have to train the system with some patterns. Depends upon that, it will predict the value. Which model is useful for video captioning. So as discussed in video captioning project, under our list of projects, we discussed now at last sentiment classification, video captioning and all. So with the help of RN, I can say that we can go with RN. In which phase RN is more suitable for medical use? Which means, in which phase means, ma'am, I need clarity here, related to your question, ma'am.
Please, any doubt, raise the hand. I will permit the mic, right?
Soumya ma'am, better if you want to go for image related information, please try to use CNN than the RNN concepts, ma'am. Because see, with the help of CNN, we can able to provide more accuracy than the RNN concepts. Better, ma'am. Yeah, you just go with CNN only, sir. Please go with CNN.
Funding, ma'am. Please, any question, raise the hand. I will give the permission to the mic, right? Any doubt? Participants, if any doubt? Okay. Once again, I thanks to ma'am to accept my invitation, your busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, I want to thank you, sir, Ambit sir, for giving me the opportunity. I want to thank Honeywaller Engineering College for this opportunity. Thank you all participants. Thank you. Thanks for your present listening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I leave, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.